Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Jai Gueshwari Devi Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video about the full moon happening on November 5th. And so this is going to be in Aries. This is all about new beginnings, war, independence, competition, people who can be self-centered at times. This can also bring violent and dangerous acts that happen. And this is also acts of crime, where people can act impulsive due to wanting things to be fair. This will be in the second pada, which goes into Virgo, Navamsha, showing us that it has to do with debt, health issues, dealing with the medical industry, civil servants, pets, conflict, challenges. This could also be skin diseases and alcoholism, stealing and not doing the work that was assigned to you, and not wanting to take responsibility for things. And this can involve serious litigations. These litigations can also have to do with dark sexual matters, pornography, or crimes. The full moon is in Bharani Nakshatra, and this is represented by the yoni. So like birth, it brings extreme events that can happen when you least expect it, but they have to occur and their life changing. So emotions are running high. This is a time where we're in the womb of the mother. This nakshatra represents that, and we're getting her nourishment, and we're dependent on her for food. The lesson here is of discipline and living a life not bound by others. Yet it is showing that you want to create something in order to feel independent at this time, or that the partner may not want this. It's showing in the world people who rely on others for nourishment. It shows someone who's very dependent on the mother, and she may have to leave them for them to learn to be independent. People may ask to use your possessions, like your car, for example. People may start hoarding items that they don't need for just in case scenarios. Jupiter is in the 4th house, showing us that the mother's love and our own intuition can guide us. For some, this can be good for gaining property overseas or from faraway places, or just property in general, or cars, gaining comforts, homes. This is aspecting the 8th house, which can come from inheritances or from sources given to us, or even crime, things that we did not work for, but we got. There can be a fight over these abundant resources. But Jupiter is exalted, which is the 9th house lord, so it'll push us on the path of Dharma if we trust our inner voice. This is the nakshatra of Ma Kali, who must fight the demons and destroy them. And the demons are our own ego. This is extreme events that deal with the masses, real estate, the weather, restaurants, hotels, or it can be someone who is guiding us through these difficult times. I see it as a positive transformation or good luck, even if it seems bad at first. For some, it has to do with children and learning how to be fair with one's partner, learning to be equal and fair yet independent in relationships and business. There is an ending and transformation due to a challenge, a battle, a psychological impact, mind games, dealing with inheritance, law, lust, brothers, dealing with deep research, spying, loopholes with insurance and other people's money, social security and pension, money that's given to us that we didn't work for. Revenge can happen on enemies and siblings through communication, but also be careful of accidents while driving, especially with short distances. Many can be focused on pleasing their partner, romantic interest, and this is transforming how they feel emotionally about them. Some may be doing this because they feel isolated from them. But Mars is in the 8th house, the ascendant lord, and it's going to give us very deep occult knowledge and introspection. What's been blocking us, psychological blocks. And also a lot of knowledge can come because Jupiter is exalted, which is the 9th house lord. But it's aspecting the 8th house, helps us reveal things psychologically as we do deep research. But this is also psychic events. We've been working on the things that have been holding us back psychologically, deep inside our psyche, dealing with our trauma and our shadow self. reveals a lot of secrets that you cannot tell anyone. It's very intense, can bring themes of death and endings, especially because Saturn is retrograde and aspecting the Sun and Venus by its 8th aspect, dealing with something that has to do with those who rely on the government, charities, and lower incomes, and the homeless and immigrants. We are looking into spending and losses, but also transforming through spiritual practices like Tantra can indicate weather disasters involving a lot of rain and water, volcanoes, earthquakes. Sun is in Shawtee. This is about independence, strength, like Hanuman, and it's in detriment. So some partnerships may feel codependent. Venus is in Chitra. This is about building something beautiful with the partner in business affairs, structures. But this can create pressure when it has to do with financial matters, can cause irritation or depression. This is the nakshatra of Maya, and it's used to cast illusions, so make sure what you see is truly reality. This is also weapons of war being made. Dealing with other people in relationships, law and money, leaders who don't know how to be fair. It's also going to bring up themes about the demise of certain rulers, kings, dictators, can bring funerals. It has to do with the cabinet of the prime minister or the president and the treasury, the public and foreign debt, stock markets, medical discoveries, insurance, pensions, social security, and there's a risk-reward national disasters. Jupiter is in Cancer in the 4th house, and it's being aspected by Saturn in the 12th house, creates losses due to weather issues. Many storms can happen as we have Jupiter here, and will continue next year. This is a nakshatra ruled by the yoni, so it gives themes of reproduction and actual birth itself, the birth of children. Can also start revolutions, something that has been brewing for a while and explodes, things that suddenly erupt like volcanoes, extreme emotions that go from one spectrum to the other, and this can occur due to our partnerships, business, or anyone in front of us. Primal energy that needs to be channeled properly and not in destructive ways, but probably will be in destructive ways. A transformation in trade, communication, travel. There can be arguments over this and seeking revenge, aggressive verbal communication, but in Scorpio it's more like passive aggressive. This can increase crime. Mercury is the 6th house lord in the 8th house, and this is making a Vapri Raj Yoga, showing a transformation comes through challenge. This can affect communication, immigration, schools, or create accidents or medical problems out of nowhere. A change can be felt through sibling rivalry. Health issues, though, can be healed after a crisis, and short distance plans can come through after there was some kind of challenge. Mars is in Anuradha Nakshatra, showing that power comes in numbers, and working together can bring courage to rebel and create change. Since the Sun is in detriment here, things like strength, morality, a sense of ethics, moderation and fairness, resourcefulness, intelligence, and wisdom may not be there for the leaders, but it may be there for children. It may be there for gurus and teachers. But we have Venus here in its own sign, which softens this blow. Balance may not be happening like it should with leaders, and they may not be playing fair. Some may want to free themselves from relationships and the mentality of leaders due to money, and K2 is in Leo, showing us a split in direction from those in entertainment, ups and downs in gambling in the markets. There's a transformation happening in our social circles, alliances, and groups, and some endings must happen here because people were not who we thought they were. The Sun is in the 4th pada, so it's showing us fairness, which is in Pisces Navamsha. Fairness won't be great for those in lower incomes or that rely on government funding. But I think it's good for teachers, and that teachers, there's been some strikes lately for teachers in certain places, and I think that should get resolved pretty fast. And good for the auto business and real estate as well. But after, there still is a transformation that still has to happen with all of these, but it still can be good. And volcanoes and earthquakes are very possible. This is also dealing with anyone who does childcare, babysitters, nannies who take care of children, anything to do with children, even toy industry. There can be a lot of themes around death and endings and literal death. People who do extreme sports like stuntmen, This is the petroleum industry, pornography, sex, glamour, prostitution, tantra, occultists, elites who require secrecy. Their secrets can be revealed. The fertilizer industry, biologists, slaughterhouses, cooks and those who deal with hotels, and the film industry insurgents, to name a few. So that's just a little bit about what I see coming up. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.